Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. The event is in its 11th hour. It's the first day of the event. And we're going to take a look at the two combinations that I'm using. This one is for the Crusade, and it works quite well. It's not a deck that's set in stone. You can play around with it. You can add different cards. It depends on what you're looking for or what actually works for you. This one works for me because I want to separate most of my fire power gems that I'm creating, and I do that by adding Glorious Golem to the mix. The Glorious Golem will produce dark power gems passively as long as you attack. It's also got the ability to spawn power gems using its battle skill, so it creates quite a number of dark power gems on the board, and I really enjoy using the Glorious Golem. It's a deck that we've been relying heavily on for the last 3 to 4 months, or probably even longer. Revenge's Source is an older ultimate form. It's also a noble killer. It's got the ability to generate a ultimate gem based on skill points. It will create 8 fire power gem 4s, and it will increase fire commander attack by up to 40% based on skill points. You start with 10, then you increase by 10 for every 100 skill point, commander skill point that you generate. It also has got the ability to create 8 additional power gem 4s on the next turn, but this is based on something called persistence. Now, persistence is a status just like Grail. Grail was the first mechanics, the first of this mechanic that we saw. That's why most of us call it the Grail mechanic. So it worked just like Grail mechanic. However, this one can create up to 20 fire power gem freeze. If you've got the ultra rare or the support card on board, they generate persistence, and when your persistence gets up to 20, you allow it to expire and you create 20 fire power gem 3s, which is quite good. If that's something that you like, and you've got the support card and you've got the ultra rare, you can add it to the mix. The ultra rare is available in the collection, and it's available in the vault. If you were lucky to get a copy, maybe you could use ultra rare if you haven't got anything better. But Revenge's Source is a nice card. Really, I'm enjoying using it. I didn't have it when it first came out. I managed to get it, I think I got it when it was in the retro vault. So I actually got it from, not from the retro vault. I think I got the master collection card as a season, one of the season rewards. Anyway, this is the master collection card, which is Brig, and it creates 5 fire power gem 3s. But the good thing about this card, it increases your damage output. This is your ultra rare Courageous Crusader, and this is the one that is going to create your fire power gem 5s passively. It creates 18 over 3 turns, 6 each turn. When you get attack, it creates an additional 1, so you can create 7 power gem 5s every turn as long as you activate your battle skill and you get attacked by the boss, which you're gonna get attacked by the boss anyway because it's a command event. You get attacked every single turn. So this is your ultra rare. Just a shame that it doesn't increase the number of power gem that it creates based on intensity. It would have been nice. Even the master collection card would have been quite more powerful if it actually creates power gem based on intensity. And I'm assuming that's the reason why they didn't make any of these cards able to create more power gems based on intensity, because it would be too powerful. Exalted Champion is your ultimate form for this event, and Exalted Champion is really a nice ultimate form. I'm really enjoying playing with this card and ultra rare. I mean, yeah, the master collection card is nice because it does give you a boost, but the boost is only for fire commander cards. But this one is quite nice because it's got the ability to create fire power gems on every turn as long as you activate your battle skill, and that's the reason why I'm actually enjoying playing this deck in the Crusades. So this one will create 18 fire power gem 5s as well over 3 turns, 6 each turn. You get an additional when you're attack, so it creates 7. It's got 2 passive. It's got 1 passive. Whenever you are attacked by an enemy, you create 1 extra firepower gem 5 and increase your HP by an additional 20%. Glorious Golem, I don't think I need to go through the Glorious Golem again. We've been speaking about the Glorious Golem so often over the last few months. It's it's becoming so much. Every time you see the Glorious Golem, it's oh, not again the Glorious Golem. But the Glorious Golem is a really, really usable deck. This one will create dark power gem. Sorry, not fire. It's a dark card. It creates dark power gem each time you attack. It's also got the ability to create dark power gem from its battle skill. These dark power gems will actually separate your fire power gems and stop them from all of them from crushing. It also gives you the ability to overwrite and upgrade these dark power gems as well, so you can create dark power gem of higher level. You can create dark power gem 15, 16, 20s, which is quite nice. It does give you that bang for your buck. So that's the Glorious Golem. The Glorious Golem is, as I said, it's a brilliant deck. So the next deck that we're gonna look at, it used none other than, what do you think? The Glorious Golem again. Now the Glorious Golem is gonna basically just create dark, I keep saying fire, dark power gems on the board. And the dark power gems, as I said, are for 2 purposes: stopping all your fire gems from being crushed and give you the ability to upgrade those gems as well. So the relics that I'm running are 2 of the current main relic. I'm running this relic, which is for Revenge's Source. That one, I think that one is for one of the cards that's available, one of the cards within the collection. That's the relic for it. I think it's a dinosaur deck. Can't remember what it's called. Alphasaurus, one of those, whatever. And we are running 1 immortal relic as well, just to get a bit of dark gems on the board. I didn't say fire this time. I said dark gems on the board, so we can power up Glorious Golem. Again, Glorious Golem along with High Performance Unit Area. And High Performance Unit Area is one that's going to give us a status to increase Immortal Killer's attack by 2,500%. We've got Exultant Champion to give us the extra damage which comes from their killer skill. They'll also be producing Fire Power Gem 5s for us over 3 turns. I probably won't be activating the battle skill to get the passive spawn. I'll probably wait and just activate all my battle skill at one particular point. But the 900% damage bonus is really good, plus the HP boost that comes from this card is really good. But the thing that I love the most about this card is its ability to increase your damage by 100%. This one comes really handy, especially because we're gonna get that boost, the attack boost from High Performance Unit Area, and we're gonna get the damage boost from the Exultant Champion. So that will give us a really massive bang for a buck. Perceptive Guru. Perceptive Guru is an immortal killer card. It's a commander, so it will get the benefit from the boost that comes from the current ultimate form. Now the Perceptive Guru is a really nice deck. Really enjoy playing with this one. It will create 4 Fire Power Gem freeze. It will create 1 additional 1 based on Immortal Killer Intensity. 100 Immortal Killer Intensity gives you an extra Fire Power Gem free on the board. You also receive a triple attack buff. It's reminiscent of the same buff that you've got on your Oddworn Gorillas or your Freedom Fighters, but it doesn't really work the same. It's not multiplied by 3 keys where you get that massive attack, but it does help, especially in a tight spot when you start to run out of time. It actually chips away at the boss's health, so it does really help, especially in the fight against the guild bosses. You get that extra attack at the end of a main attack, so it takes the boss health down a bit. So that triple attack buff does work. So whenever you're attacked by an enemy, this is the passive, it increases Immortal Killer's attack by 120%. So there again, we've got the extra attack boost coming from the passive on Perceptive Guru. We're in a commander fight. You're gonna get attacked every turn. When you use high performance unit areas battle skill, you want to be hit. So when you get hit, her status becomes active. This passive becomes active as well. So you can see the amount of boost that you're getting from most of these cards. The only card within the combo that you're not getting a boost from is Glorious Golem. So the second card is the ultra rare for Perceptive Guru, and this does almost the same thing as Perceptive Guru. It does give you that boost. So it will create 4 Firepower Gem 2s plus 1 additional for every 100 Immortal Killer intensity. The passive as well, when you get hit, it will increase Immortal Killer's attack by 1,200%. So it's 1,200%, not 120, 1,200%. And you will gain a 15% damage reduction for the next turn. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, so this one will be active every turn. So every turn you've got this boost. Every turn you've got the boost from high performance unit area, and every turn you've got, and for 3 turns as long as it activated battle skill, you've got it from your Exalted Champions. So it's a really nice combination, and it works really well. So what we're gonna do with these 2 combination, I'm gonna do 1 Crusade mission, and I'm gonna do 1 boss fight, and we're gonna have a look at those. We're gonna see the damage output of both these combinations, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so what you want to do when you're going into the Crusade missions, especially when you're going up against Carillion bosses, you need to keep your HP as high as possible, and you can increase your HP by actually taking a Fire Noble killer card with you as well, because it will increase your HP, it will increase your attack. So you want something that's gonna give you the leader skill, the leader bonus. If you take a main card, you're not gonna get the leader bonus. The leader bonus only applies with main cards in GVGs. In GVG. So you can take the support card, you can take the Ultra Master Collection card, Ultimate Form. Please guys, do not take the main card with you. A lot of people still put the main card up as their DP, or the card that you can use, and it doesn't really work, especially when you're going into wave fights. So what you want to do is get all your battle skills powered up and activate your Ultimate Form, Ultra Rare. You don't really have to activate Glorious Golem's battle skill until you're ready to do a massive attack. Revenge's Source, that is a one-time activation every 3 turns, so that doesn't produce any power gems passively. However, your Ultra Rare Ultimate Form produce power gems passively, so you get your passive spawn of power gems going, and you just keep matching or swapping, depends on what you're looking for, and you go through UI fights just doing that. One of the thing that I've been noticing over the past few weeks is that when you've got certain cluster of gems together, like this one that we've got here, if you look at the board, we've got quite a nice layout of power gems. So I've got a power gem 14, and I've got a power gem 10, and I've got a power gem 15. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swap the power gem the Power Gem 14 with the Power Gem 10. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna swap the Power Gem 15 with the Power Gem 5, the Dark Power Gem 5. Now, what I'm hoping it does is what I've noticed that it do a lot of time. So you've got two clusters, you've got the cluster on the left, the cluster on the right. So when you swap your Power Gems on the right, which is your main swap, because it's 2 Fire Power Gem, you're gonna swap the 2 Power Gem on the left, which is a Dark Power Gem 4 and a Fire Power Gem 15. And this is gonna give you a massive bang for your buck. So I've noticed it, as long as you've got 2 separate cluster of Power Gems together and you do 2 swap, you want to do a swap of the same affinity and you want to do a swap with one Power Gem of off affinity. Make sure that it's high value Power Gems that you're swapping, and you get a massive bang for your buck. It works, and I think this is the reason why we haven't been able to replicate the massive damage that we know we are able to do with the decks. It's primarily because when all the Fire Power Gems are connected together, it doesn't really give you a massive damage. Doesn't give you a massive damage output. So if you look at the damage output, 13, 13, 13, 18, 21. So you can see that it's quite a high damage output. If I done the same swap but with all the Fire Power Gems connected together, the damage wouldn't have been that high. So I'm thinking this is the reason why we're not able to replicate our damage consistently. The damage is inconsistent because a lot of times all the gems that we want to swap are connected together. So I'm not sure about the algorithm that they're using. Probably the algorithm has got something in there that calculates the damage output based on what I just explained. I think it's because with Gem Crush you won't always get all your gems that you want to match or swap in the same cluster. You'll get them all over the place. So I think the algorithm is looking for that, but it's primarily looking for that all the time. So when you've got all your gems connected together, it just totally ignore the fact that you've got so many gems connected together and they're of high value, and it just basically devalues the amount of Power Gems that you just swap or matched in one cluster. That's what I'm thinking. So as I said, I think something is wrong with Gem Crush. It's not working how it's meant to work, because if you look at this cluster, we've got all the Fire Power Gems connected together. So if I swap this one, even though I haven't got those massively high value, but I've still got high enough value. I've got a 14, I've got 2 9s, so you should get relatively high damage from this one, but you're not gonna get the massive damage. So there we go, 10, 9, 9, 13, 15, and that takes care of that. So that fight is done. You see that the deck is able to actually go through the wave fights with not really much trouble. So it's a really nice deck, as I said, for the wave fights. So we're gonna look at the next combination using Perceptive Guru. This one I use primarily for my solo boss and my guild bosses. It's a combination that works. So we're gonna go up against a solo boss. We're gonna see how we get on with the solo bosses. Perceptive Guru has got the triple attack buff, and if you take the boss's health down quite significantly, the buff is going to take the boss out, so you might not be able to get any overkill on the bosses. But if you get that massive bang that we all know some of these decks can actually do, then what will happen is you will get 50% overkill, because I do manage to get 50% overkill from time to time. One of the things that you want to do when you go into the fight, straight away you need to power up all your fire cards. Unless you get your Exalted Champions battle skill going, you won't produce fire power gems passively. However, once you attack, Glorious Golem will produce dark power gems passively, and that will basically dominate the grid or the board. So you will have no problem actually getting high performance unit areas battle skill powered up. So as you can see, I've got just over 102 trillion health remaining on the boss, and we're gonna try and take the boss out with overkill. So we just want a nice cluster. This doesn't really look like a brilliant cluster. Let's see the damage output that we've got here. I don't think it's gonna be massive 3216, so that's not really massive. The triple attack buff took the boss out, and we didn't manage to get any overkill on the boss. We just got the finish, which is okay because every little helps. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take on one of the guild bosses. Now the triple attack buff is quite nice when it comes to the guild bosses. There's no overkill on the guild bosses, so you just need to get the guild bosses out the way as quickly as possible, and this is where the triple attack buff comes in handy. We've got a boss that's almost dead on the board, so I'm just gonna take this one out, and then we're gonna go up against a full strength boss. We're gonna see what this deck is actually capable of. So just bear with me until I get this boss dealt with, and then we'll get into the main fight. So this boss hasn't really got much health on it. It's only got 12 trillion, so should really get rid of it relatively sharpish. And it's really good being in an active guild. The guild that I'm in has got two guild. It's one guild, but because you can't have more than 30 people within a guild, it's split in two. You've got the main guild, which is the one that I'm in right now. Last week I was in, they call it the recruiting guild. It's where you're recruited into the guild. They see how you actually perform, what you're capable of, and they aid you in many areas, because they have actually taught me quite a lot, because there's constant communication. They make sure that you've got, especially when it comes to GVG, they make sure that you've got your right GVG combination, the right GVG defense. They'll talk you through attacks, and people just share their knowledge with you, and it's really, really good. I've been in a lot of guilds before, but this is the best one that I've been in. I've learned so much, especially when it comes towards GVG, and they do help you out with deck combination as well when it comes to event. So now I've been basically asked to join the main guild. I'm now in the main guild, so I'm going to try this out for this event, see if I like it, or I might just continue until the end of next season. Okay, so that boss has been dealt with. Now we're gonna take on a full health boss, a stronger boss. So the bosses are up to 252, so they're pretty strong. 1.7 quadrillion health, and we want to be doing some good damage when it comes to these bosses. So I've got my Fire Commander cards powered up, so now I'm going to concentrate on powering up high performance unit area, which shouldn't be too difficult because we're producing quite a number of dark gem and dark power gems on the board. So she is ready, gonna take the hit, and we're gonna get our status going. Power gem silence, there we go away. And we're gonna activate the Ultra Rare first, Glorious Golem, Perceptive, Gurus, and then we're gonna activate our current ultimate form, and we're gonna see the damage output on it. So damage output is quite nice. It's 4222 Perceptive Guru and the Ultra Rare, not too bad, but we're looking for a bigger bang for a buck. As I said, you want your clusters to be in two halves, two separate cluster. One, you try and swap two power gem of the same affinity. In this case, it's fire, and then in the next cluster you want to swap a fire with an off affinity gem, namely a dark power gem. So we're gonna see if we get two nice cluster. Yep, we've got two nice cluster. Didn't get the second swap right, however I think we should be all right, so that's not too bad. 208 113, so that gives us over 300 trillion damage. So we've got enough time to launch a second attack. Have we got enough time? Let's see if we can get all our battle skills powered up again and get high performance unit areas status going. We're gonna take the hit, we'll get rid of power gem silence, and we're gonna activate and see if we get a massive bang for our buck this time. So let's see. Okay, so let's see the damage on this one because we didn't have much time. So 3318, which is okay, along with our triple attack buff. We did take the boss down quite significantly. So the boss has only got 802 trillion. Let's see the damage that we've done. So we've done quite well on that attack. We almost done 1 quadrillion damage with one attack, so it wasn't too bad. Probably a second attack would actually kill the boss, but it was all right from my perspective. It was quite all right. It's a guild boss, so other people are gonna want to attack the boss as well because it's a guild event, not solo event. However, from time to time you might be the only one that's logged on, so you might need to do a second attack to actually take the boss out. These two combination actually work, guys. This one primarily is really powerful. It's really good. I really think it can actually do far more damage because as your intensity increase, the ability to produce more firepower gem actually increase. So this one I think has got really good potential. The one for the crusade, however, you can mix and match it. You can do whatever you want with that one. That's just a combination that I find that I like using. It's not that it's extremely brilliant, it's just that I feel comfortable using that one. So if the information is helpful, guys, leave a like on the video. If there is any question, leave it in the comment section below. If you're using a deck that you think I should try, leave it in the comment section below. As always, guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment below, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy your event. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time, it's bye for now.